One. Welcome to the Culturally Distinct Podcast. This is your boy DJ KO. I'd like to thank you guys for tuning back into the show. Thank you guys for viewing and commenting on the last show. You know, last show was a pretty good one. We had a lot of comments, a lot of education that went on in the last episode. So we going to continue to bring that kind of content to you guys. Also, today we have two special guests here on the podcast. We have two brothers, two entrepreneurial brothers, young brothers here in the Houston area, and we're going to get more into it. I'd like to welcome to the show, everybody welcome to the show, Mr. Keandre Jordan and Mr. Jay Jones.
Thanks for having me.
How you guys doing today?
Doing great.
Y'all good?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. So the weather was it was 108 degrees today. It was steaming hot. Work was busy, and you guys making all the money.
Right.
What a beautiful life, right? So let me get into it. Starting with you, Keandre. Exactly where are you from, and what is it that you do?
Okay, so I'm from a small town called Utah, Alabama,
Really?
close to Tuscaloosa.
Okay.
So I was born in Tuscaloosa, went to Alabama A&M,
Okay.
graduated civil engineering, came down here to Houston, and started an engineering career, but oil and gas now. Now what I do now is food marketing for black-owned restaurants.
Oh, dope. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. Congratulations, man, and welcome to the show.
Appreciate it.
Jay Jones, what
sir.
about yourself, brother?
Originally from Baltimore, Maryland. Came to Houston in 2012 to attend TSU. Walk on to play basketball there.
Okay.
And, eventually just stayed after college. Just stayed and got into banking. I was working in the bank for a few years. And,
Okay.
got laid off. And just kind of, while I was working there, a guy came in with a DoorDash bag that had McDonald's in it. And that was the first time I seen McDonald's delivered.
Okay.
And at that point, it kind of sparked my interest, like, oh, this is a thing. Like, people are delivering everything now. So I kind of just eventually took that into my own hands and put my own spin on it and decided to get into the delivery service, and that's how we got Mall Run.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope, man. So we're going to get into it today, man. I know you guys, both of you guys have a unique not background, but Utah, Alabama, that's very unique. That's a trivia question. That's it. What's the game? Want to be a millionaire?
Yeah.
Do you know where Utah, Alabama is? That's a trivia
Don't
question.
start now.
But you guys have a unique background as far as what you guys do, man. Marketing for black restaurants and but
Yeah,
a
deliveries
delivery
for all kind of business.
for all different businesses, and that's dope. That's dope. So I see both of you guys went to HBCU, TSU, and Alabama A&M. So starting with that, what made you guys say I'm gonna graduate from high school and go to a HBCU?
They have a choice.
Okay. Because in Alabama you have you have South Alabama. Well, in your area you have Tuscaloosa. You have what is that? University of Alabama. Yeah, UAB.
But then we also have the most HBCUs of any state in the United States. So
Okay.
I wasn't studying the white schools, no way.
Okay.
So I was either going to go to Alabama A&M or I was going to try to go to Jackson State to do meteorology. I wasn't studying white schools.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. And Baltimore, in Baltimore, what Baltimore is famous for, right?
Crabs.
Well, other than that,
What is that?
the show,
The Wire?
The Wire.
Yeah, that's my show.
Yes, that's the only thing Baltimore is known for.
The
Well,
Ravens. We can get
well,
Lamar in there.
either.
We can throw Lamar Jackson in there.
If you're a sports guy,
Yeah.
I'm saying like somebody that never been on the East Coast,
Right.
And you mentioned Baltimore, of course, crab cakes, but The Wire. They were like, oh, The Wire. That's what The Wire is, right?
Sure.
So you went to TSU from Baltimore.
Well, by way of Dallas, I actually went to high
Okay.
school in Dallas. So I've been here for a little while. My dad had got a job in Dallas.
Okay.
So for high school, I pretty much moved with him. So finished high school in Dallas. Actually got a basketball scholarship to go to Lincoln University
In Missouri,
in
right?
Missouri.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's actually another HBCU.
Yeah.
Didn't work out there, and I wanted to go to another HBCU, but I did want to come back to Texas because I enjoyed my time in Dallas, but there They did have Paul Quinn that HBCU
Yeah.
had, but I wanted to come to Houston just
So
to get something new.
that's my next question. Why Houston? Of all places you guys could have went, Louisiana, you could have went to New York, you went to DC, you could have went to Florida. Why Houston?
I'll let you go.
So my thing was I didn't want to leave the South, and I wanted to stay in live in a bigger city. I didn't want to go to Atlanta, and I wanted to go to a place that had a lot of black people. So Houston was next in line, and then of course with the engineering field, Houston was the best choice.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I would have to say I heard great things about Houston.
Yeah.
And Texas Southern at the time, I was just kind of looking on the basketball scope of things. And at the time, from what I was seeing, TSU, as far as black colleges in the SWAC, basketball-wise, was pretty much running things. So I wanted to go be a part of that. That was the main reason, more so basketball, because I didn't know anybody here.
Okay. So how old are you guys? What's your ages?
29.
29. Oh, y'all young, man. So backstory, I went to Southern University.
Okay.
Where's that at?
That's the school that dominates in the SWAC. Well, when I was there, we dominated in the SWAC. You know, it's
But
no
football, y'all still do.
Football, basketball. No, basketball. It was more Alabama State, I believe. Alabama State was pretty good when I was there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but the good thing is we all went to HBCU, and I'm older than you guys, but that's a good thing, man. And you guys are young, and you guys started something that like a lot of people not doing. So let's get into that. How did you guys get into what you're doing? Like, what was it? What was it?
Yeah, I can kind of continue from the story from earlier. I was in banking, and the guy from delivering McDonald's, that just kind of sparked me thinking about just a more futuristic things of how things are kind of changing and becoming.
Okay.
So in my head, I'm like, the food landscape is already taken care of. But I'm just thinking about everything else as far as your daily essentials, groceries, even clothing, everything.
Okay.
Just kind of seeing how everything was really coming together, and malls kind of not doing good in business. This is even pre-pandemic.
Right.
I'm just seeing how everything is changing to online. So it was about 2017. I'm like, let me try to get this thing going now, because I can just see the way that things are going, and then the pandemic just sped everything up.
So all right, so I know we're talking on a topical level, but how does a person that's 20 at the time, 27 years old?
Yeah, 20. I was 26.
26 years old, right? How do they start something like that? Because I understand you had a foresight, but it's easier said than done. You're saying it like it was so easy, but I'm pretty sure it was easy.
It wasn't easy, but I would just say I'm going to figure it out. That's just the kind of person I am. And how I initially started the first website and platform, I just had to get real creative because money was low.
Okay.
Real low, the lowest. And I made a Shopify account and had the Shopify converted into an app. So the functionality was very basic, like the first one, very.
Okay.
But I had a platform there, and I had a model to show businesses and show them, hey, we can list your products here and help bring you more business. And at first, everybody said no because it was so new and people didn't really understand it yet.
Right.
But I would say maybe post-pandemic is when everybody started to understand it, when it was a lot of curbside deliveries and stuff like that. Then it was just like I was already kind of ready because of what I did years prior. But, yeah, just being creative, because when your money low, you got to be more creative.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What about you, Keandre, as far as marketing to black restaurants? Because, here in Houston, we have a lot of black restaurants, a lot of diversity here, man, and a lot of good restaurants. Now, I'm originally from Louisiana, but, the ones that cook crawfish, I I have a bone to pick with most of these guys because they put that stuff on top of the crawfish. But before as your marketing, man, how did that transpire?
You fit on with some can of worms that I help you to close. But how I started was my love for food, and our culture.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from the Black Belt of Alabama.
Okay.
Which is where a lot of the black people of the state live.
Okay.
Like my school, 100% black. All of it, like
100% black.
100% black.
Wow.
We never saw other races in our town. So when I came to Houston and was doing engineering, I would say when I was I got laid off of contracts in it 6 times.
Okay.
And when I was looking for help, I was going to our people for help.
Mm-hmm.
But
It was hard.
Same experience.
It was tough. Even though you had that ideal of say, okay, I want my people to help me out. I want to stick within my people. But you realized the dollar was more than a black dollar.
yeah, and so that was hurtful. And so I said, there's something that I got to do.
Okay.
To mask this pain, but then to be able to turn this pain into something glorious for the community. Mm-hmm. And I said, you know what? Folks know I love food, especially crawfish. I love my people. So it was just unanimous to put those two together and just start going to these different restaurants and helping them out. And so I looked at those restaurants like I did myself in corporate America, this dope individual
right.
that nobody gives a chance, you know. And
right.
So I wanted to make sure that I go back and reach my hand and pick them up the way I wanted somebody to do me in corporate America.
Right. So that's dope because when you say that, because I have a handful of restaurants that I go to here, me and my wife. Actually, I think I only go to black restaurants.
I mean, you can do that in Houston. You don't. That's all I. I work in it. So
right. But I don't know because I don't think I'll do it on purpose. But I think what I like.
Same. I don't think I do it on purpose either. But those are the spots I typically go to.
Yeah.
Right, and restaurants and bars. I think it's mostly black owned.
It's easy to do it. It's easy in Houston to do that.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So both of you guys are young, man. You guys have siblings?
Yes.
What was the business model in you guys' life to understand business? I know you say you was in banking.
Yeah, but my dad was an entrepreneur.
Oh, so okay.
Yeah, and the more I thought about it, the more I realized where I kind of got that from. My mom had a daycare in her house.
Oh, okay.
My granddad had a landscaping company. So it was around me, but I didn't realize it until I got older. And in the summer times, my dad had a store when I was maybe elementary school, middle school, and I used to work it. So, yeah, when you really sit back and think, it always comes from somewhere. And that's definitely, I would say definitely from my dad, because I was working his store at 10, 11 years old on the cash register kind of running things.
Oh, you was lucky, man.
Yeah, so I got to get that early, and a lot of those principles I still carry with me to this day.
Yeah, because a lot of us now, like they're preaching it now, they're preaching business now. Like you have business classes, but it's not a real business class because they don't teach you the ups and downs about business. They don't teach you how to scale up, scale down. They don't teach you how to formulate a staff. They don't teach you how to budget. You know what I'm saying? If you in a business major, they teach you that. But most people go to college. For general studies, psychology, education. You know, your top, your normal stuff. But that's dope. Keandre, as far as your business model, who taught you your business model? And you from Alabama, so you know. Now look, no knocking Alabama, because look, in Louisiana, we have a lot of farmers there, and Mississippi, but those farmers making millions of dollars, and people don't even know that because they dress in overalls and they dirty every day, but they millionaires. Yeah. I'm like, man. So I thought about it. I said, man, if I graduate, I'm gonna go ahead and buy me like 100 acres of land and just harvest the land. Cause I know a lot of dudes, older dudes like that. They don't talk much. They harvest their crops and they make mad money. They own acreage of land. The house is 7,500 square feet, and you never know. Versus, but as far as that inspiration, man, I mean that influence. How your business model? Where did that come from?
Now that question I wasn't prepared for. So currently, that's what I'm going through right now with a business mentor who actually I met at a friend's kickback back in February.
Okay.
And he said, I like what you're doing. You're doing, something good for the city. So you know, let's get together, come to my office, and we meet, you know, every week since then. And so also my friend who I went to school with, she's helping me with a lot of different things. So coming from where I come from, we have black business owners, but not like how it is in Houston, of course.
Right.
A lot of our people were school teachers. And so in order for me to get out, we had to go to school. So education was always my specialty,
Okay.
you know, more than owning a business. Right. So now I'm starting to get that business, you know,
Right.
savvy.
Understand. Yeah. And the thing is, you know, having mentors. Do you guys have mentors? I know you just say you have a mentor, but like other than that one guy, do you have mentors as far as with business, as far as with
just I would say one true one, because folks say they mentors,
but they not, right?
They'll be doing that.
Because mentors, man, to me, I have a couple of mentors. I guess it's more of they holding your hand through the process or whatever you're going through. Not saying they have all the answers, but they probably went down that road that you're going down, not in the same particular area, but they understand what you're doing. So I think it's good to get mentors. I think I'm gonna start a show, man. Speaking of that, I'm gonna start a show about that, about black men being mentors of black men.
It's important.
Yeah,
because like he was like basically what he was saying earlier, when you try to reach out to people that look like you, it doesn't always go your way, especially coming up. Yeah, especially because like I said, when I first started, most of the stores I was reaching out to just with the general idea were black-owned businesses. Through email, very responsive, but when it came time to set up the meeting and they saw me, I could kind of see like, oh, nah, I'll pass on that. So I can understand it. I really do. And I do think it is important for mentors and just for people that are in higher positions just as far as just in life, in business, to not shun the up-and-comers away. Right. Like, I'm going to keep this to myself. And I think it is a changing of that I've been seeing lately. But I think not to talk about them, but the older generation was more like that. Like, we going to keep y'all over here. We just going to take all the money. But now I see it's a lot more people like, let me help you. Let me show you this. Yeah. Let me show you the way. So I think it is changing.
I want you guys to give me a story. Give me a story about your first time interacting with a black, reaching out to somebody black, and he denied you. What was the takeaway from it?
You can go first.
Not being negative, just wanted to know, what did you guys learn from it? The very first time you reached out to somebody black to help you out in your idea.
Oh, you saying my idea?
Your business idea. And they said, nah, I'm good, bro.
You know what? I would say a lot of people actually come to me to help me.
Okay.
And based on what I went through in corporate America with our folks, I had my guard up.
Okay.
Because this right here is mine.
Okay. Right.
And you ain't finna mess that up. So, I would say that when I actually had a run in with somebody, it taught me how to be careful. You know who I partner with.
Okay.
So that's what I learned.
Okay.
So the question is just like when you first started, as far as like maybe trying to get a business partner or actually linking with other businesses?
Linking with other businesses so they can buy into your business model.
I would say mine were very through email, a lot of good responses. But like I said, once we got to the face-to-face meeting, I could just notice a demeanor change. Like the excitement kind of went away because it's an app and it's not a lot. Well, now it is, but 3 years ago, it wasn't. 4 years ago, it wasn't a lot of us really in the tech world that looked like us. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they may have been expecting somebody else to walk through the door. Then they saw me and was like, oh,
a big black dude, man.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he like,
who's this cat, man?
We'll let you know. And they had never, for the most part, never got back.
Right. So let me ask you this. How important is partnerships with you guys? Business partners, people that want to get behind your idea, your vision. How important is that for you guys? And you guys are young. I could tell you from my experience, partnership is everything. This is for me. For as starting off with marriage, I understand you guys. Don't hey, look. Don't get married, man, because y'all unless y'all you married.
No.
Married. Okay, good.
To myself.
Because you're a young man, stay single as long as you can, man. But partnership, because I looked at physics. You say you're a math person, right? And you're a banker, so ex-banker, so you know numbers. Two heads are always better than one, and you can't do everything by yourself. So,
Yeah.
in the sense of that, that's partnership in itself. It's always key. Now you have people with the same goals, the same vision, same ideas as you, that moving in the same direction. Now it might be somebody that's not like you. When I say like you know what I'm saying, right? It might not be somebody black. It might be somebody that's another race or another culture or older or much younger. But if you guys have the same vision, same idea, I think partnership is very important. So what you guys think about partnership?
I agree. I agree because I can say for maybe the first few years of my business, it was hard to get those partnerships. But once I started getting them and building the trust, that's when my network grew. Because if I can give an example, like one of the stores I work with, probably OST Liquor, black-owned liquor store, and he connected me to a few other people just off of his actual network from me building trust with him.
Okay.
So I feel like that's the most important thing, and that's when you get that trust. And the people that trust him, off the fact that he trusts me, they're going to trust me too.
Right, right.
So I think that's trust in business is the most important thing, and that's what those partnerships can bring.
Where is OST Liquor? Where is that?
Old Spanish Trail in Scott.
Okay, it's in Third Ward.
Yeah, Third Ward.
Third Ward. Okay, cool. I got to go check that out. I didn't know they had a black-owned liquor store here.
Yeah, 1 year.
Got
That'd
like
be 1 year in
six,
pretty
man,
soon.
Got like 6 or 7, man.
Is it? Oh, I didn't know
I
that.
know.
Because I live on the other side of town. I live on the northwest side of town, so it's none of it.
Well, OSC Liquor?
No, like black on.
Oh, yeah, it is a lot.
Black-owned
It's-
liquor stores.
You got Bottles. We work with them. They're downtown. Bottles Liquor Store.
Royalty.
Yep, Royalty and Wines. There's a lot of them.
Okay, cool. Dope. I got to check them out, man. What about you? What you think about partnerships?
Honestly, partnerships with the right person
Mm-hmm.
is good because, like you said, 2 heads is better than one. And when you have a great idea, you can't do it all by yourself.
Right.
Because you'll be a jack of all trades. And but they said, and a skilled person of none, whatever they're saying is. So somebody being able to take the load off you, so that a lot of the tasks can be completed. I definitely think that.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Because I've been called that before.
Jack of all trades and master of none. Yeah. You know everything, but you don't know nothing.
Yeah, and there was
I think that's all of us in the grand scheme of things.
there was an engineering.
Yeah, we're trying to find, but the thing is with that, man, we're trying to find it out. I think we as people, not even black, but we just trying to figure it out. We're trying to figure out, we're in a new landscape. We're in Houston. I'm a young man. It's a big world out there. There's so many things we can do. You know what I'm saying? I could invest in whatever. I could go, like right now, a big one is investing in the stock market. A lot of people don't know what they're doing with this Dogecoin, and they trying to invest in Robinhood and Coinbase. And
I'm learning too. I got burnt with Dodge.
right.
Trying to ride the wave, and I got humbled real fast. It was going up, and the Saturday Night Live came on with Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, yeah.
And that day I put more in there because the whole social media, Elon gonna make it go up even more.
Right.
And it damn near crashed. And I'm sitting there like I'm tapping my phone like I know it's gonna go back up. But like you said, uneducated. I'm in the stocks a little bit. A lot of my friends are, but crypto is very volatile.
Yeah.
You can hit one day and lose it the next.
And the thing is, a lot of people, like a lot of my friends, has been in the market for like 30 years. Not 30, but say 15 years. Mm-hmm. They know the game. They know when to roll them, hold them, fold them. Yeah. They know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? I just got in the stock market probably about 3 years ago, but I'm not very aggressive in the stock market.
Okay.
I'm very, conservative. I put in, I go to my S&P 500. I know it's going to give me an 8% return on my money, so I'm good. You know what I'm saying? It's better than a 401k if you're not getting it matched dollar for dollar, but that's a whole nother podcast. For as talking about finances, what about finances? How important the finances is when you have a business when you have a business and it's like you said earlier, without no money, it's kind of difficult to maneuver things. So how important is financing within your business? How important are finances?
I would say for me, it just gives you that confidence
Okay.
to be able to not try to do things to survive.
Right.
Okay.
I agree.
And saying that, like what you mean?
How many folks gonna watch this?
Oh man, you good. All your viewers.
I'm sorry, my eldest father. Oh Lord. I would say that, like what he said, getting creative is you have to get creative when you got low funds, and then that adds to a lot of stress.
Okay.
And so I definitely know that getting having finances would just help. Will be, will I would say mask a lot of our pain in business.
Right.
Because we ain't got to worry about I gotta make $1 here, gotta make $1 there.
Right.
It didn't seem like it bothered any folks.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, definitely. I agree.
And then because getting finances from our community, it's a challenge.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I
They
think
might not. They don't really have it. Our community don't really
Yes,
have it.
and
Right.
From not having it, or just like, and I know close to the end, I really want to ask him a question.
Go ahead,
I
yeah.
go through the same thing.
go ahead.
Because I know you were saying that when you've written emails to these businesses, we all met in person, they looked at you kind of funny.
Yeah, for sure.
So were they expecting somebody white?
I would think so. And I'm a pretty big guy, so I'm walking in there looking like a linebacker. So they probably it just throws them for a loop. And like I said, back now it's not, I don't really have those same issues because the name it's not out there all the way, but it's kind of out there, and they can see the stores that we do work with. So it's like, oh, you work with them? Okay, we'll give you a shot. But at the time, we weren't really working with anybody. So but long story short, they probably were looking for, I wouldn't just necessarily say white, but definitely somebody other than me.
Right.
For sure.
Because I've been through that as well. And we need to get in the habit of knowing that we are our own savior, because we know our community from frontward to backwards.
For sure.
And, because there's been some businesses that have been burned by other races of people that, have those little coupon books.
Right.
And, hey, if you spend $700, you can get this coupon book and you get a lot of business. But they didn't get no business from it. But then, so when I come in, it's almost like, oh yeah, what you gonna do for us?
Yeah.
You can't. So
Yeah, I understand.
they'll trust that person before they'll trust somebody who, okay, I know what the market looking for, especially as black women.
Right.
So how do you like work past that? Because it's something that I'm trying to get over, because it bothers me a whole lot. Not from a financial perspective, but from a cultural perspective.
Yeah, no, I definitely get what you're saying, and I've had experiences with plenty people who look just like me who have successful black-owned businesses, and it is disheartening. But at the same time, the way I try to look at it, I try to look at the positive side of everything, because almost all of the stores that may have said no, they double back and say yes later.
Right.
So it may not be the right time. Like the timing just might not be right. I understand the reasoning is a little funny because it's basically off a race thing. But I feel like the timing always happens, and you're like, oh, now you want to work with me. And at the end of the day, it's business, so you try not to take it personal, even though it is a personal reason they not working with you.
Yeah.
But I would definitely say that just knowing that eventually you're going to have to come through me. Like, it's not going to really be, and then we're going to do business together, and you're going to wish you were doing business with us the whole time. So,
And then people, one thing I got to understand, a lot of people got to understand this, because you guys are almost 15 years younger than me. One thing a lot of people got to understand that business doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
White or black, all green or blue. The thing is, once you find your niche, you got to work your niche. It's like planting. It's like planting a garden, right? You put your seed down. Well, you tilled your yard up. You put your seed down, and you don't expect the harvest tomorrow.
Right.
It takes time because you got to water that crop. You got to take the weeds out that crop. It takes time for that crop to grow. And once that crop grows, what happens? It still has weeds within the crop, and some of those crops gonna come out bad. So the thing is, it's not that. And then it's all about timing too. Like you said earlier, timing is the biggest thing in business. A lot of people rush business because they, of course, your idea is one of the best ideas that you have because it's your idea. But the thing is, everybody else doesn't know that. How does everybody else know your idea is the best? Even if I'm black. Like, for instance, if I'm a brother, which I am, and and somebody solicited me with some business, I want to see proof. I understand they're up and coming, but I still want to see some type of proof. What are you doing to prove yourself? Are you out here in these streets? Or did you reach over to X, Y, and Z? Did you do this? Are you trying to push your social media? Are you what they call grassroots? Are you just grinding? Because the thing is, and I'm not knocking the younger generation because I love the younger generation because they're very innovative, but the lack of hustle.
I agree.
We don't. The older crowd. I'm not saying I'm older, but I'm within that older and the younger. We know how to hustle. Even if we don't have, we gonna hustle. We gonna get it. We gonna go out there and we gonna get some water and put it in the cooler and sell it $1 or whatever. Even though it might be embarrassing, but we hustling. We trying to make some money.
Can I throw this in there real quick too? Y'all are the generation like our pops and uncles. So a lot of the times I feel like y'all may have sheltered us from that
hustle.
side.
Right.
Because y'all hustle so hard so we didn't have to.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I feel like, and not saying us because clearly we hustle, but overall in the generation, I do feel like that generation was the hustlers. It is no question about it.
Right.
But you hustle so your seeds didn't have to do as much. And when they got older,
Right.
I think that's where the disconnect happened.
Because I think, and also we wanted our kids to have what we didn't get.
Right.
So if we didn't get it, we was like, okay, I'm gonna promise myself that I'm never gonna get to this point. Because most of us grew up,
Right.
kind of fairly poor.
Right.
They say it was middle class, but it's really not the middle class. It's
Lower
still
middle
lower
class.
Lower middle class. None of us grew up making $250,000 a year.
Right.
So we're not in the middle class. But we wanted certain things. We wanted certain shoes. We wanted to go to certain places. But nobody had the transportation. Nobody had the money to buy it. You know what I'm saying? We had to go to church. You know what I'm saying? And the pastor preaching, all this. But at the same time, we struggling. We eating pot of meat and hog head cheese and, stuff like that. But to your point, that's 100% right. Like a lot of kids, I ain't gonna say they spoil, but they all spoil.
Yeah.
Very much. Even though they don't know they're spoiled. And if somebody says no the first time, that stops the hustle.
Right.
Or that stops them it stops them from investing back into a person that looks just like them. You know what I'm saying? So, but with you guys are paving the way, man, for a younger generation so they can see you guys, because you have a lot of people coming behind you guys that looking at y'all that you don't realize. I'm talking about young guys. I'm talking about young kids. I'm talking about 10 years old. They're like, oh yeah, look at Keandre. He's marketing to the black restaurants. I like that, Mom. Mm-hmm. How can I do that? So now the thing is, if you give up or if you get frustrated, now what they gonna think?
Same thing.
Because the thing is now it's about that next generation. It's not about us, even though we're grinding trying to get it, but it's about that next generation that's coming up.
Right.
Yeah, man. So I appreciate you guys for coming on, man. I wanna know where the people could find you guys so they could invest in the investment opportunities, expansion, and where they could find you if they just want to have conversation. What's you guys' handles, websites, whatever you guys got?
Gotcha. Yeah, mine business Mall Run Team at Mall Run Team on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Mall Run Team, and my personal is J Jones CEO, and that's where you can reach out to me and everything is on there.
Dope.
And so you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, My Southern Brand, and then even I have a website as well, My Southern Brand. and I have a whole lot of conversations going on.
Dope. That's dope.
Yeah, people talk to me all the time.
Dope. Man, you know what? It was funny you said TikTok. I've been trying to start a TikTok for the last 2 months. I don't know how to work that thing, man. I don't know how to work it. Somebody got to show me how to work it, man.
That's important now, too. Business. That's very important. I'm learning the importance of TikTok, too, because that's a whole nother generation of kids and adults, too.
Yes.
That's over there.
So that's good, man. I appreciate you guys for coming on, man. Like I said, man, you guys hit these guys up, man. They got a lot of good information. I'm happy for you guys. I'm glad you guys doing something that's productive in the community. 2 black brothers. You guys could be doing anything else in the world, but you're doing something that puts the culture forward, man. I appreciate that, man.
Thanks for having us on your platform. It's super important to just have a place to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
And talk to people that look just like us.
Yes.
And they go through the same things and stuff, so that's super dope. So thanks for having us on.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, brother.
As well.
Everybody, you guys know where to go at Culturally Distinct Podcast. We're on everywhere. Make sure you guys tune in. Make sure you guys subscribe. Tell your people, tell your friends, tell your boo, and tell your side piece, all right? So, y'all, this is the Culturally Distinct. This is DJ KO, Culturally Distinct Podcast, signing off. Love y'all. Peace.